10 things you didn't know about Christmas. Hey everybody, I love Christmas, you love Christmas, we all love Christmas. It's a time for family, friends and presents. But did you know Christmas wasn't always celebrated on December 25th? Get ready to have your stockings knocked off because we're about to unwrap some surprising facts about the holiday season. So grab yourself some eggnog, find a comfy spot by the fire and get ready to learn about the most wonderful time of the year. Okay, so you think you know Christmas, huh? You got your tree, your lights, your fruitcake that nobody actually eats. But let's talk about the big guy's birthday, December 25th. Seems pretty official, right? Well, here's the thing. Nobody actually knows when Jesus was born. The Bible doesn't give us an exact date, so December 25th was probably chosen for a different reason. Back in the day, the Romans were celebrating something called Saturnalia around the same time. The winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, was also happening around then. Early Christians decided to piggyback on those festivities and make December 25th the official birthday bash for Jesus. Let's talk about Christmas trees, those majestic pine-scented wonders that fill our homes with holiday cheer. But did you know that our tradition of dragging a giant evergreen into our living rooms actually comes from ancient pagan traditions? People in Northern Europe would bring evergreen branches inside during the winter solstice as a reminder that spring was coming. The first official Christmas tree, as we know it, popped up in Germany sometime in the 16th century, but it wasn't until Queen Victoria and her German hubby, Prince Albert, made Christmas trees fashionable in England that the trend really took off. So there you have it, the next time you're admiring your beautifully decorated Christmas tree. Remember, you're participating in a tradition that's centuries old and rooted in pagan beliefs. All right, let's talk about the big guy himself. Santa Claus, the jolly gift-giving, chimney-diving legend. But Santa wasn't always about the milk and cookies. His story actually begins with a real person, Saint Nicholas, a 4th century bishop known for his generosity and love of children. Over time, the legend of Saint Nicholas spread throughout Europe and he became the patron saint of children, sailors and even pawnbrokers. The Santa we know and love today, with his red suit and white beard, is a combination of different traditions and influences. Dutch settlers brought Santa Claus to America, and he eventually got a makeover, thanks to writers like Washington Irving and Clement Clarke Moore, who gave us the image of a jolly sleigh-riding Santa. And let's not forget the Coca-Cola Company. In the 1930s, they started using Santa in their advertising, cementing his image as the iconic red-suited figure we know and love today. Let's talk about Rudolph, the most famous reindeer of all. With his nose so bright, he guides Santa's sleigh through the night. But did you know that Rudolph wasn't always part of Santa's crew? In fact, he's a relatively new addition to the Christmas lineup. Rudolph was actually created in 1939 by Robert May, a copywriter for Montgomery Ward, a department store. The store wanted a Christmas-themed story to give away to shoppers, and thus Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was born. The story was a hit. Montgomery Ward gave away millions of copies of the Rudolph booklet, and in 1949, Gene Autry turned it into a song, which became a massive Christmas classic. Christmas is all about joy, peace, and goodwill to all, right? Well, not so fast. Believe it or not, there was a time when Christmas was actually banned in England and some parts of America. This all went down in the 1600s, thanks to the Puritans. The Puritans thought Christmas had become way too rowdy and commercial. They saw it as a distraction from the true religious meaning of the holiday. So they outlawed Christmas celebrations, and anyone caught singing carols or indulging in any festive cheer was in for a scolding or worse. Can you imagine? No Christmas cookies, no secret Santa. The horror. Thankfully, the ban didn't last forever. By the 1800s, Christmas had started to make a comeback, and eventually it became the beloved holiday we know and celebrate today. Okay, let's talk about the 12 days of Christmas. You know the song, right? 5 golden rings. But here's the thing. The 12 days of Christmas don't actually lead up to Christmas Day. They come. The 12 days of Christmas traditionally start on December 25th and last until January 6th. which is the feast of Epiphany in the Christian faith. So next time you're belting out the 12 Days of Christmas song, remember you're actually celebrating the days, December 25th. Twinkling Christmas lights are synonymous with the holiday season, right? But those sparkling strands weren't always a thing. In fact, before electricity, people used to decorate their trees with candles. Can you imagine? Talk about a fire hazard. Back in the day, having an open flame near a highly flammable tree was a recipe for disaster. It wasn't until the late 1800s that Thomas Edison and his team came up with the brilliant idea of using electric lights for Christmas decorations. So the next time you're untangling your Christmas lights, because let's be honest, that's a holiday tradition in itself, take a moment to appreciate Thomas Edison and his bright idea that revolutionized the way we light up the holidays. We all know how we celebrate Christmas here, but did you know that people around the world have their own unique and fascinating Christmas traditions? Let's take a trip around the globe and check out some of the coolest Christmas celebrations. First stop, the Philippines. These guys take Christmas seriously. Their celebrations start in September and last all the way until January. That's right, 4 months of Christmas cheer. They've got elaborate decorations, nightly carols, and delicious food. Next up, we're heading to Europe, where things get a little spooky. In many countries, like Austria and Germany, they have a tradition called Krampus. He's basically Santa's evil counterpart, a half-goat, half-demon creature who punishes naughty children. Over in Japan, Christmas is celebrated a little differently. It's not a religious holiday, but it's a time for couples to go on romantic dates and exchange gifts. And instead of turkey or ham, they eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. So seriously, it's a thing. Now, let's dive into some of the more unusual and quirky Christmas traditions from around the world. In Sweden, they have something called the Yule goat, a giant goat made of straw that's placed in the town square. Over in Germany, they have a tradition called the Christmas pickle. Parents hide a pickle-shaped ornament on the Christmas tree, and the first child to find it gets an extra present. In Iceland, they have something called the Yule cat, a giant, ferocious cat that's said to eat anyone who doesn't receive new clothes for Christmas. And finally, in Venezuela, people roller skate to Christmas Mass. Seriously, it's a tradition that's been going on for decades, and it's quite a sight to see. So there you have it. 10 surprising facts about Christmas that you probably didn't know. From the pagan roots of Christmas trees to the marketing genius of Rudolph, we've uncovered some of the fascinating stories behind our favorite holiday traditions. Christmas is a time for joy, for family, and for celebrating traditions, both old and new. And hey, it's also a time to eat way too much food and watch cheesy holiday movies. What's your favorite Christmas tradition? And which of these facts surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. From all of us here, have a very Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy and prosperous New Year.